وهناك طبعا ثقل في نهاية علم الإمارات.
Jean Paul, who is his engineer, he has told me he's done many aerodynamic tweaks on the aircraft.
We're just watching Paul Bonhomme getting ready too on the screens in front of the audience, and I guess Nigel and Paul, they're right there thinking, what happened this year? I mean, we were just competing the whole time.
If they keep this up, they're going to start an aerobatic duo.
Exactly. I mean, they're going to be like competing the whole time, and then that's going to be in, like later on. So it's flying. Not exactly.
Well, guys, what do you think of it so far?
Matt had a great one yesterday.
Glorious.
You finished first. And
glorious. Worth every penny you spent.
That's what I thought as well.
Better than the best, Eddie. Better than the best. The absolute best. Thanks for entertaining us. Thank you.
Number 27.
Ladies and gentlemen, our top three pilots from the Red Bull Air Race World Championship Abu Dhabi 2015. Round of applause.
الفائزين بسباق Red Bull Air Race 2015. إذا أجواء جميلة هنا اليوم في أبو
race in all the scheduled events for the 2015 season. Tell us where will we see you next?
Well, going to Japan, then Russia, and then we will see probably. And then next 4 races I'll be competing as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Christian Bolton from Chile, your champion in the Challenger Cup. All right, Paul. You spoke of revenge for Croatia in your post-race interview. Can you expand on that?
It was 0.08 of a second that Hannes beat me by in the final 4 in Ravinia last year, and I felt a bit hard done by. So I reckon this is my revenge, but sadly on the wrong person. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up. With 4 wins in Abu Dhabi, you have to start to feel like this place is a second home. Is that the case?
I do feel like it's a second home. When we came back here last year after the break, walking into the hangar did feel like home from home. This week has been a little different because I wasn't very well at the beginning of the week, and then we have the new head-to-head system, which no big secret, I'm not a big fan of. I qualified first, so I thought that was going to give me an easy day out today, but actually it did completely the reverse. Nigel's bad luck became my bad luck as well, but I'm very pleased to say that we managed to get through those couple of hurdles and make it to the final.
That's a perfect segue to my next question. You had to fly against your countryman and good friend, almost neighbors if you will, Nigel Lamb, not once but twice. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, it's hard work, and especially when you hear that Nigel does a 57.1 in front of you, it takes a bit of, I don't know what it takes a bit of, actually, a bit of forethought or steel or something to not get excited at that and just say, well, it's a racetrack, there's an aeroplane, it's a nice day, let's go flying. Because it would be very easy to let that spook you.
Well, congratulations on your victory, Paul Bonhomme from Great Britain, your champion today. Okay, yeah, round of applause. All right, on to you, Matt. You do well in the hot weather, that's for sure. Second in Perth, you did well on the podium in Malaysia last year. Can you explain, is there a secret there?
Maybe just acclimatised being Australian. I like the heat. I think I do with the heat okay, and I've also got a little secret weapon under my flying suit which keeps me cool as well. So yeah, I do enjoy the hot conditions.
Yeah, we saw your secret weapon in the close-ups there. Want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so I've got a my fireproof undergarment has also got small water tubes running all over my body, and then we connect that into a cooler that's full of ice and an electric pump, and it's pumping ice cold fluid all over my my body and keeping me quite cool in the cockpit. So it's nice to be able to have a bit of weight on my side that I can play with in the aircraft, and we use that to absorb some of the weight advantage that I have.
The final race was very close. Just 8/100ths of a second separated you from your very first Red Bull Air Race World Championship victory. I have to ask, as you watched Paul's run, maybe you didn't have the opportunity, you were still in the air, I would imagine, but if you've seen the replays, what are your emotions as he went through the track? Because he was actually losing time. He was losing time against you to where it looked like you might be able to steal one, but in the end, it wasn't the case. Have you seen the replay? How did it make you feel?
I haven't seen the replay. I've had a quick glance at the times, and I've heard how it played out. I did go into the flight. You know, I want to win races. I've said in the media previously that to be a world champion, first you've got to be able to win races. So that's our objective this year, is to start winning races, not just getting on the podium. So I went out there today knowing that I can make the podium in the final four. So let's try and win. So I pushed hard. Didn't know the result until I landed, and have subsequently heard how tight it was, and the fact that I was clawing back on him right at the end there. So. You know, it's, I never thought I'd say I'm disappointed to come second, but there is a tinge of disappointment in there that we were so close. But in the end, second's a great place to start the season off, and it really does, you know, it puts a statement out there that to be that close in second place means that we can win races. You know, we can do better, and we will do better.
Well, that's a good answer to that one. You mentioned that you're not a fan of jet lag. Could that be the secret to your success here in Abu Dhabi, or is it just simply the winglets?
We got here quite early because we hadn't flown the winglets until we came here, actually. So I am not jet lagged here. It's only 7 hours time zone change, which is effectively no jet lag for me the way we travel. But yeah, the key was actually getting the winglets and getting time with the winglets. So considering this was our first race with those winglets and first time flying with the winglets, in fact. Going to Japan, yeah, I'm reasonably upbeat because there'll be zero jet lag going to Japan, and it'll be our second time flying with those winglets. So, you know, fingers crossed. It means we should even perform a little bit better. So, you know, touch wood. You know, it's a great start, and I think there's more left in this team.
Okay, that's Matt Hall from Australia in second place here in Abu Dhabi. All right, a new paint scheme, new branding. You have to feel satisfied. Please tell us and expand on that.
Yeah, you know, it was certainly a great debut for Garmin Racing and myself here in Abu Dhabi, and hopefully the first of many podiums to come. But it was also pretty hard earned. I was, you know, struggling through a lot of the week in training sessions. We're fighting with the airplane a little bit and just trying to find that out. So, but. Thrilled to be on the podium, race one, great way to start the season, not starting behind the ball, and gonna enjoy it for now.
Well, it's no secret that you've had fast qualifying times in the past and put yourself in position for success only to maybe step on your own toes, so to speak, with penalties or maybe a DQ here and there. This year, that wasn't the case, this race.
Yeah, you know, I definitely looked at last season and said, well, you know, what can I learn from this? And mature a little bit and say, well, let's modify a little bit of the strategy. It played out well for me here. Definitely had a helpful bracket with a kind of a scrambled up qualifying and to find my way into the Final Four. But ultimately, you know, I like to be the fastest guy out there, and that's eating at me a little bit. I didn't have an opportunity throughout the week to put down really any of the fastest times. The last training I was able to put down a decent time, but I want that hammer that I can kind of lay down and put the pressure on it. This race was hard-earned because it was survival. Strategy played out well for me. I flew clean when I needed to and put myself in the position to be where I am. But you know, as Matt said, if you want to make a serious run for the championship, we need to be in a winning position. and I wasn't quite there today, so that's something that kind of have to focus on for Japan.
Okay, thank you. Pete McLeod from Canada in third place here in Abu Dhabi. All right, at this time, I'd like to open it up to the media here. If anyone has any questions, just please raise your hand. We'll toss the microphone to you. You can ask the panel. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Come on, Paul, you won. Wasn't that exciting? Wasn't it better to win and have to fly hard all day instead of just having an easy run to the final?
No, it's not at all. I was expecting to just turn up and pinch all the trophies and then go to the pub. No, it was hard work, and you know, make no mistake that when you qualify first, you do not expect to come up against last year's champion. And you know, Nigel hasn't been doing good times this week, but we all know, as he proved today, he can, when the pressure's on, put in a really good time. And I only beat him by 0.2 of a second in the first round. So you know, if you want to know what pressure is, there it is there. And then, having done that, to then have to do it all over again. Nigel actually had a bit of an unfortunate accident back at the race airport. One of his wheel spats was broken, hence you saw him fly around without any little, you know, what we call spats or shoes around the wheels. So that was for him a disadvantage, and for me a slight, you know, the only chink of relief in the whole day. But no, don't get me wrong, I'm very, very pleased to have got the win, but it was a hard day's work.
Any other questions? Just raise your hand, we'll toss the microphone. Okay. Sir in the back, I'm sorry about that. There was two people. We'll get you in the front next. Go ahead.
Just show.
Finally, Pete, you're the youngest pilot in the series. It's been a great start to the season. What are your aims for 2015?
The aim for 2015 is pretty clear. It's to keep moving towards a world championship. Last year was a big breakthrough year for me, and I think proved you know, to myself and a lot of other people what I'm capable of. But it's not so simple as just showing up and saying, oh, I'm going to go for a world championship this year. I mean, these guys and a bunch of guys back at the race airport right now are just fierce competitors, and that's the challenge. But for me, it's clear I want to go out there, fly as fast as I can, and spend as much time in a press conference talking to guys like you.
Very good. We have another question from the gentleman up front.
Hi guys, fantastic entertainment, fantastic results, and a really good day for everybody. I'm into a radio control market modelling. Have you guys ever flown radio control planes? Did you fly them like you fly the real thing? If you ever have ever flown them?
I used to have a radio control model, but kept crashing it. So there was so little success at radio control, I gave up and took up the real thing, which thankfully there's a bit more success with.
Thanks very much guys for what you've done, it's fantastic. My two buddies here, Cans and Cobus, have flown out from South Africa to see you, and it's been fantastic. Thanks a lot.
Glad you enjoyed it, thank you.
Okay, are there any other questions? Okay, if not, it seems we've covered it all. That concludes our press conference. Thank you all for coming out. Give our pilots one more round of applause.